All right, guys, welcome to the Credit Game. My name is Mike. It's Monday through Friday. Every single day, I'm coming to you to give you the latest and the greatest news on credit, the most up-to-date. And the videos are based on your requests, not made-up videos. So if you do me a favor, it's your first time on the channel, I would appreciate more than anything, because this helps our channel grow, which is why we grew the fastest credit channel in the nation. If you would please hit that subscribe button, whatever side that's on. Make sure you click on that real quick. And also, smash the like button. That helps out a lot with the algorithm of YouTube, as well as the last and final request that I'll do is that if you would turn on your bell notification, there's a little bell. If you would click all once you click that, that means it every day. And the reason why I want these videos to come in every day is because it holds me accountable, but it would also hold you accountable to learning more and more stuff every single day. See, if I came to you once a week, it wouldn't be enough. If I come to you every day, it means you're gonna get a different video based on other people's feedback, right? Remember, people are asking for these videos, and then I'm creating the video based on their requests. So they're most relevant to what people are really asking. So today, we're gonna talk about how to remove collections. But first, before we get into the meat and the beans of it, we're gonna talk about what is a collection. What is a charge-off? What is a repo? What is a foreclosure? Now, understand they are all collections, okay? Collection, everybody knows collection. Charge-off, bank charges it off. They sell it to ABC Collection Company. Repo, AKA repossession, right? They take your car from you. Foreclosure, also known as foreclosure. What that means is they take your house from you, okay? Those are all categorized under collection. So, what is the one thing that is not categorized under collection? That's called a bankruptcy. And that is the only thing they can put on your public record on your credit report. So today we're not only going to talk about how to remove collections, foreclosures, repos, charge-offs, but also what is something that you could do to get that damn pesky bankruptcy off your credit report. Okay? Understand the collections, all those four that I just mentioned. Okay, the repo, the foreclosure, the collection, the charge-off, they stay on your credit report for 7 years. After 7 years, they are removed automatically. You don't have to do anything, okay? Now, what are some things that we could do to remove a collection? Well, first you have to understand that you have the legal right to challenge anything on your credit report that you feel is unfair, incorrect, outdated, unduly, erroneous, negative, right? The onus is put on the credit bureaus, not you. So they can't say, well, you didn't believe that wasn't yours. Every single thing, if you feel that is incorrect, obsolete, unfair, unduly, incorrect, or erroneous on your credit report, you could say, you know what? I don't believe it's mine. It's their job to either verify or come back and say, guess what? It is being removed, okay? So understand that first. You have the legal right to challenge anything on your credit report that you feel is not supposed to be there. Now, where most people make the mistake at is they go and they don't really know where to go first, right? Let me explain. So most people don't know, should I dispute it with the creditor or should I dispute the information with the credit bureaus, okay? So there's a double-edged sword here. The first thing that you have to understand is that how the credit bureaus verify information is going to be by your name, alias names, phone number, okay, multiple phone numbers, job history, okay, and they're going to make sure that it is really you, okay, and they have 3 validation points: name, phone number, address, and employment. Now, what if they could not verify that information because it's not on your credit report? Okay, so the first step to removing any of these collections before we get to the bankruptcy, which is actually a public record, we'll talk about in a minute, is that you need to remove any phone number, any alias names. So what I want you to do is remove everything except one phone number, one address, one job employment, okay, and any alias names. Okay, remove those. You should have only one name, one phone number, one address, and one employment on your credit report. That's it. The rest of them, I want off. Now, here's the reason why. Understand that when they verify information, when you put your challenge in, okay, they're going to challenge it based on data points, those data points. But if the address that's associated with that collection is missing, and the phone number that you had during that time of the collection is missing, and the name that you had that was on that during that collection is missing, and the job history that you had during that collection is missing, then they can only verify by one thing, Social Security number. And they need multiple verifying points to be able to keep it on there as a verified point. So tip number one is you guys need to be able to send in a document, a letter, to each of the 3 credit bureaus. Now, the important thing about this is you don't just go in and challenge the collection, because then all that information is still on there. So it is an updated personal information letter is what you need. You challenge the information, like I just said, leaving one of each, and everything else comes off. Okay, now what you do is you wait at least 10 days, because you're going to send this certified mail and you're not going to sign anything with your hand, no wet signatures on that document that you're sending in. Okay, the change of address form and your personal information update form. Do not sign it. Okay, if you can type it, fine, but don't wet signature it. You're going to send it USPS and you're going to send it certified mail. They're going to give you a copy back. It's going to be tracked. You're going to know when the credit bureaus receive it. So I just told you tip number 2. It goes to the credit bureaus, not the creditor. Okay? So credit bureau first, then it's going to go to the creditor. But the first thing you have to do is get that information updated, because then they don't have the validated points to be able to come back and say, oh, okay, it matched. Now, if you live at the place where you occurred your collection, your repo, your foreclosure, okay, then you need to make sure that the only one you're leaving on there is not attached to the negative remark. Okay, you guys follow me? So let's say you live at 123 Smith Street today, but your collection is from 785 Forest Street. You're going to remove 785 Forest Street. But if your collection occurred at 123 Smith Street and you still live at 123 Smith Street, then when you do your personal update form, you send it to each credit bureau, certified mail, USPS, so you can have a copy of it, then you are not going to leave that address on there, because that is a strict validating point for them to go, okay, 123 Smith Street, 123 Smith Street, boom, match. So what you would want to leave on there is an address that is not attached to that collection. Remove everything else. Now, 7 years, automatically they come off. So there's a few things. If you see a collection on there that's older than 7 years, obviously you can dispute that information. It's going to come off, okay? Because that's legally as long as they can keep it on there, okay? One other thing you want to do as far as repos and foreclosures is this, okay? You guys need to be good salespeople. But Mike, I've never sold anything in my life. You need to become a good salesperson. Let me tell you why. Because if you can convince, this is now going to the lender side, okay? I'm going to call up the lender directly. Hi, ABC. This is the person who, I've got a repo, right? And the repo company is now on the phone. ABC Repo. Yeah, hi, this is Mike. And listen, I am terribly sorry that this repo happened. I went through a hard time. COVID just hit. Unfortunately, I lost my job. I've been sitting at home for the last 6 months. It will never happen again. I'm asking for your forgiveness. I'm hoping that you could find it in your heart, as you know that we all went through this tough time, that you would please remove this from my credit report. I am trying to buy a brand new vehicle, a safer vehicle for my family so they can have safety when we're on the road. I'm asking that you would please remove this repossession from my credit report due to my hardship and the things that basically the world just went through. I hope you can find it in your heart to do this, Mr. Repo Company. In fact, if you could maybe just help me lower the payments a little bit, it would be slightly easier. I promise to never miss a payment again. If you could just lower the monthly payments, I know for sure now that I've got my job back, I'm ready to rock and roll, that I'll be able to make the payments on time and I'll never miss another payment. If you guys can do that, you have about a 50-50 shot of getting a human to sympathize with you, because everybody just went through the same situation here in America, that you may have a shot at getting the human. This is not done by letter, to say, you know what, I'm willing to help you out, okay? And I'm willing to write you a letter, okay? And basically what they'll do is they'll write you a letter, and then you're gonna send that letter to the credit bureaus. Okay, so you're gonna get the authorization from the repo company. Same thing with foreclosure, same exact thing. Remember, the credit bureaus are just a housing place to hold information to see if you're credit worthy enough to do something else. If it's there, it's holding you back. But if you can sympathize and be decent in sales and have empathy and talk to these people nicely, you do have a shot at getting them to remove it from your credit report. So my first step is going to be first before that call, is I'm going to go to the credit bureaus and I'm going to send out that certified letter, the personal update information letter. Then wait 10 days. Then I'm going to call repo company, or I'm going to call foreclosure company, and I'm going to beg for forgiveness and go through what I just said and try. The third thing is that you then want to make sure that after the information comes back, okay, so this is going to take about 30 days, the information that you did with your updated personal information, then once you get that back saying it's been deleted, because again, that stuff will be deleted, okay? If you say, I don't live at 123 Johnson Street anymore, and my alias name is not Mikhail, and I don't have this phone number anymore, they're going to update the information. They're going to update it to what you want. Now, once the information is down to one single phone number, name, address, and one employment, then that's when you go in for the kill and you send a letter basically demanding them to remove the information from your credit report. This is the way that you remove collections from your credit report. Now, bankruptcies, a little bit different, okay? The reason a bankruptcy is different is because a bankruptcy is technically a public record, not a collection. It's the one thing that's housed through the court system, okay? So now you have to think about a bankruptcy. A bankruptcy, Chapter 7 will stay on your credit report for 10 years, whereas a Chapter 11 or a Chapter 13 will be on there for 7 years. These are extremely difficult to be removed, okay? Let me tell you that. First and foremost, they're much harder to get removed than a collection. Much harder than a collection, charge-off, repo, or foreclosure. When you get a bankruptcy, it is done through the court system. So there's a few things you can do. All right. The first thing that I want to do is the address change. I'm going to immediately go to the credit bureaus and I'm going to send out that same letter getting rid of all the addresses, all the phone numbers, all the names, and all the employments that are not attached to the actual bankruptcy. Once I get that back and I get verified, then I'm going to reach out to the courthouse and I'm going to ask them, who do they verify their information with? Who do they verify that information with? How did this get on my credit report? So you're going to call the courthouse and you're going to say, hey, I don't care if you drive down there. Some people like to drive down there. I've had people remove thousands of bankruptcies, okay? But you either walk down to the courthouse or you're going to call the courthouse and you're going to say, how do you verify the information? How are you verifying the information? It's on my credit report and it's not supposed to be there. I want to know how you verified that information. And they will tell you they do not verify with the credit bureaus. So wait a minute. It's on the credit bureaus, but you don't verify through the credit bureaus. So you're telling me that the credit bureaus just made up the story. The credit bureaus just put this on my credit bureaus, but they weren't told by you. That is correct. They do not verify with the credit bureaus. So let me ask you a question. If it's not verified by the credit bureaus, how did it get on my credit bureau? So now what you're going to ask for is you're going to ask for a letter from the courthouse saying, do you verify with the credit bureaus for the accuracy of this bankruptcy? I want it in writing. You're going to say this to the courthouse. Courthouse is going to come back, send you an email, or they're going to send you a letter, prefer a letter. It's going to say, we do not verify information with the credit bureaus. We actually do an internal verification, okay? This is how we check it within our internal system. But you put it on my credit bureau. You put it on my credit bureaus. So you have about a 75% chance of getting it removed off the credit bureaus because the credit bureaus can't just put shit on your credit report without it being verified. The only reason they put it on your credit report is because somebody told them, and if it wasn't the courthouse, then who did? So once you get that letter from the courthouse saying, hey, we didn't verify it from the credit bureaus, now you have the ammo. You take that letter that the courthouse sent you, plus a lawsuit letter or a demand letter stating, I want this off my credit reports immediately, or I'm filing a lawsuit. And that is how you remove bankruptcies from your credit report, because they do not verify. It's one flaw, one loophole in the system that the bureaus and the courts do not verify information together. So once you have that from the courts, take that information, you've already did your address and your updated information, you got that letter back, you're gonna send a letter, okay, that shows all your information that's updated. You're gonna show the letter, you're gonna send the letter to the credit. Now again, here's what you're gonna send to the credit bureaus. A, you're gonna send them the updated address form. B, you're gonna send them the letter from the courthouse saying that we do not verify information with the courthouse. And C, you're going to send them a letter that says, I demand this bankruptcy be removed from my credit report immediately, or I am filing arbitration. I am filing a lawsuit against your company. Then your chances dramatically increase to get it off your credit report. Remember, the credit bureaus are just a place to hold information that's going to tell another lender whether or not they are not God. They're just a place that holds information. It does not need to stop you from going forward with your life based on being on your credit report. Now, I tell this to everybody. Look, people ask me all the time, child support, okay? For example, can you remove child support from my credit report? Of course we could. I can remove anything from your credit report. Okay, but think about it this way. Just because I remove it from your credit report, does that mean that you're forgiven from taking care of your kids? Does that mean your kids don't get paid because I removed it from your credit report? No. Now you can take this content I'm giving you and say, okay, well maybe if it's removed from my credit report, I can still move on with my life and do things, but does that mean that my kids don't get taken care of? No. You still got to take care of your kids. It's just not on your credit report. Again, the credit report is just a housing place. You can still live your life and do other things. If it's not on your credit report, it does not forgive you from the debt. You guys follow me? So, go back through this video 100 times. Make sure you take bullet points 1,000 times if you need to. This is the easiest way to remove collections, charge-offs, repos, foreclosures. Those are the collections. The one thing that's not a collection, the only public record as of 2018 that they can put on your credit report is a bankruptcy. They used to be able to put liens on as well, but no longer. Now it's just bankruptcy, okay? So follow the steps I just told you. Go back, make some bullet points. Guys, knock it out. Now, that's a lot of work. I understand that, and it is time consuming. So what do I do here at the Credit Game? The Credit Game is designed not for you. I built the Credit Game for myself and just, happen to share it with the world. But it was built for me. It's how I went from a 515 to an 827 and maintained that for the last 5 years. Now I'm just sharing it with the world, but it was actually built for myself because I had all that crap on my credit report. So why the proprietary letters, the step-by-step videos that you need to have, I have those in the Credit Game. If you're like, look, I got a bankruptcy on my credit, I want off, I can't do anything. It's gonna hold you back. Bankruptcies, collections, foreclosures, repos, judgment, all that stuff is going to hold you back from living your life. Okay? How many more days can you wait and say, you know what, I'm just going to wait? I'm just going to wait. What are you waiting for? You're going to just wait, and then you're going to call me back a year later and say, you know what, Mike, you're right. I shouldn't have waited. Now remember, time is the most valuable commodity in the world. Yesterday, I promise you, will not come back and look for you. And guess what? Tomorrow, it's not promised. Nobody knows if they're going to wake up. 1,427 things internally in your body have to happen for you to even open your eyes in the morning. 1,427 things have to exactly happen. The only thing that you can change is today. That's the only thing you can change. It's right here, right now. And not only change, but be a legacy for your family. Be the hero and stop being the zero. Be the person who says, you know what? I want to change for my family. I want a better credit score. I want more money. I want to leverage. I want to start a business. I want a better car. I want to move out of a better house. I want to get out of an apartment. I'm looking to get high limit credit cards. Do that for yourself, man. Stop living life like I'm going to do it. Then tomorrow's not coming, man. It may not come. We're not promised tomorrow. Okay? It's already made up its mind, and we don't know what it is. So understand that if you guys want the proprietary, this is why I say when I built the credit game for myself, I put together the videos, 2 to 3 minute videos showing you guys. On top of that, I give you the actual letters that I was just talking about. The proprietary letters for the address change to make sure that it's done right, correctly. Basically, I highlight it like a third grader could do it. I highlight it and I just basically make it editable. You can just fill in your information, your name and your address and your account number. And I make it yellow so you can just change out the rest of the whole form's done. Then I tell you where to send it. Then I tell you how not to sign it. Then I tell you where to go next, what letter to send next. Am I going to the credit bureaus? Am I going to the creditors? How am I challenging this information? All that information that you need is inside the credit game. And it's great. Now we're an 800 credit score. What do we do from here? You know how many people went to an 800 credit score and didn't know what to do because they weren't taught in schools and they weren't taught by mommy and daddy? But now they take the credit game. I've helped thousands of people in the last 60 days. Thousands. Why would you be any different? Now, they're not going to go backwards. So they get to an 800 credit score. They don't go backwards because they have the game to know exactly what to do moving forward instead of getting an 800 credit score, screwing it up because they have no idea what to do once they get there. So preventative measures show that once you get there, you have to know what to do to maintain your credit score. Not only that, you're going to get the #1 vendor in the entire world as far as getting trade lines. You guys will have access up to 50 to 75% off of trade lines through my program as well. It's a win-win. Oh, by the way, how about helping your family, your friends, your coworkers, clients, starting your own credit repair business? All that's in the credit game. So today we're doing $500 off any program. Calling in today, I'm doing $500 off any program. I'm going to show you the step-by-step of exactly what you need to do what I just showed you. Okay? You can do this on your own, or you can hire a professional to do it the right way. Okay? This is the difference of time. How valuable is time to you? Right? Again, it could take you 6 months to 6 years, or you can have results in as little as 60 days. So that choice is yours. Call me. We're here to help you. We've got the proprietary letters that I've put together that has created my business to be over 8 figures because of it being built for myself, and I wanted it done right. Now I'm just sharing my message with you guys. Love you guys. Thank you for watching The Credit Game. My name is Mike. Every single day, we're waiting on your call. Give us a call at 904-420-7772. That's 904-420-7772. The first people that call in are going to get the best deal. I'm doing $500 off today off any of my programs to help you guys out. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Mike from The Credit Game. Give me a call now.